Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer back with another video. And today I'm gonna be featuring Venezia, the tier 10 heavy cruiser from Italian tech tree. And obviously this ship I really like since they have released that ship quite a long time ago. And obviously the ship main strength is basically semi-armor piercing, which you can clearly see that I'm using. And the reason why I made this video is because if you are grinding certain lines, I think this line as a cruiser, I think it's really worthy to be grinded out as soon as possible, because this ship has really good strengths and it can perform extremely well under many good situations. While it can sometimes be disappointing when you broadside and you take a lot of damage, because it's obviously vulnerable with its big citadel. Not that big, but it's still having a decent above waterline citadel, but it still performs really well. The survivability that comes with smokes and obviously the decent maneuverability that it has makes Venezia also having extremely good defense capabilities. If you play it under the right situation at the right time with decent ability to push towards the islands like I'm doing here, you will have great chance in winning with this ship. Obviously a tech tree ship is not that easy, like it's not that difficult to grind, and it's relatively easy to farm decent XP to get to tier 10. I think Venezia is one of those ships that is really fun and having a very good experience when you play that. And obviously, with that said, let's talk about the sap. Obviously, you can see the sap does really good damage. It was slightly angled and I got 7 penetrations. Almost deal 10,000 damage. So, really good when it comes to dealing with the ships that has a vulnerable sort of armor, which is below 50 millimeters, because the penetration of the Venezia sap is 54 millimeters, so anything that having 50 millimeter armor is gonna get penned. And obviously this is an armed race, so we already gotten the alpha damage buff and the survivability buff that actually helps a lot in Venezia. Okay, the Hayate spot the split in this case, and obviously we are trying our best to shoot him and kill him as much as possible, because that's absolutely a really valuable thing to get a really in the initial phase of the game. But as you can see as well, if getting focus fire with the help of Duncan and Prest, I just managed to disengage as quickly as possible. The strength of the Venezia really relies on when it deals with destroyers, because the sap will basically going to pen, and 15 of the shells, when they hit really hard. And I was lucky a bit here and there. Like I'm trying to shoot the destroyer, but obviously I only get two shell hits, and that was not basically enough to kill him. So, well, I focus on Brest, and somehow it was the first blood. For some reason, the enemy team is like, I'm not sure what they are doing. Like the Brest pushes like crazy in front of like 7-8 ships, and yeah, this is what exactly is going to happen if you do that. Obviously, smoke does really help in making me disengage, even though I shot guns even at that time, because, well, your detection, the smoke detection is definitely not that bad, but it's not that good. Like, it's almost 10 kilometers, so if any ship is within 10 kilometers, definitely going to get spotted within the smoke, so you have to be very careful when doing that. But as you can see, 9,818 damage, and obviously it feels good when you have these decent salvos in basically how much time? It's almost like after 15 seconds, the Venezia guns gets loaded and you're just able to do 13k with 10 shell penetration. So Venezia is a really good ship. You can just do extremely well. Obviously, in this case, the strengths can be clearly seen, and obviously in this case I also have the Luigi Cincinnati, which is a really good captain, and it's a legendary one which can do help under many situations. Like once I got the kill, I got the increased range in Venezia, and Venezia range is nothing very good, like it's not the best, but once you get the kill, you get slightly buffed range, and that helps Venezia a lot. Now it's around 18 kilometers, I think 18.7 if I'm not wrong, but it's really good. Obviously, the best target that Venezia can deal with is against destroyers, especially as you can see the Shimakaze here. If they can get spotted, they can do really good damage. in this game, at least, I'm not managed to do anything to destroyers. Maybe I'm getting 1-2 shell hits and that's it. And if you have this problem, well, you have to improve your aim. Which in this game, well, I was probably not aiming well, and I was unlucky at the same time. But that's how it is. You have to play it better to do well, especially in this ship Venezia. Again, you can see they have this spot the split again. Split has really bad detection. This is a pan-European destroyer line, which I will definitely going to make a video because it's tier 10 destroyer Gdansk is really good. But you can see, and yeah, 2 shell hits and instrument is dead.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
The DD threat in the front is gone. Obviously, I'm constantly pushing in Venezia, and Cruisin is definitely not a target that you want to face because obviously you get this guns overmatch. And when these guns overmatch, obviously 30mm armor will not gonna be helping Venezia enough to do anything. And so I'm waiting for the smoke to get loaded. As you can see, the smoke is sort of like get out of jail card, and it really helps. But enemy team for some reason doing some weird and really, I would say, stupid mistakes. I don't understand the incentive or a reason behind these sort of initiatives that Duncan, Yamato, and these all battleships and cruiser like Brest does. Like, I don't understand. Like, sometimes these teammates, not the teammates, it's the enemy players, they just throw their ships like this, especially if you can see the producer doing the same thing. And when he shot the guns, I take advantage of that, and obviously I try to pen on the superstructure because superstructure is having the least of the armor, and Venezia's have can easily penetrate. And obviously, Cruisin has no chance because he just disengage. He cannot disengage, and we're just trying to farm him as fast as possible. And he's dead. Burgon and Delucia on the 910. Sorry, not on the 910. Line. It's they are on the 1-2 line and try to kill the Bryson, and it's gone. So very good ship under certain situations like this. You can disengage and you just kite away. That's how Venezia does really well with his exhaust smoke generator. Obviously, one of the highlights that I will also put for Venezia, the ship, that it has also the spotter plane. So if you feel that you don't have enough range, spotter plane does a whole lot of help in dealing with the dealing with the targets that are just a bit too far away. And well, Napoli is one of the also interesting ships. Look at that non-penetration that I have. The Napoli armor is quite thick actually. It's around 90mm, so Venezia cannot really counter Napoli well. If Napoli is angled,
all stations really requesting fire on the designated target. Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Deal with Venezia quite well. So both of these ships have some interesting things going for each other, but that's how these two ships are. Obviously, Napoli has its own strengths and weaknesses, but Venezia, obviously, I do like a lot more because the sap does hurt, and sometimes the cruisers that broadside, Venezia slap them really hard. At this point, as you can see, the game is kind of like stalemate. The enemy team have pushed into it, our team is kind of scattered around the map on both sides. So the game is still not over. And obviously we didn't done a lot of damage. I tried to shot at Shimakaze at 14 kilometers. Well, I got 1 shell hit. And as you can see, 1 shell hit does almost 2k damage. So yeah, it does hurt. And obviously, this Napoli is doing the same terrible mistakes that Bryson, Duncan, and Yamato were doing.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
But they usually do that, and it just sucks. Like, for the enemy team, it really sucks. Like, they just throw their ships away. And one of the problems with the player base currently right now that they just don't have any single clue what they're doing. Like, seriously. They have to understand the situation, but they're not understanding the situation. They don't even want to understand the situation. Well, what can we say? As a Venezia right now, we have to go into the cap and get to the A cap before they will be able to get the cap. Because if they're able to get the cap, then obviously this arms race sort of, the game is really going to help enemy team into just winning that, because the cap points will quickly start to tick towards like really up, and they will win the game. But well, as you can see, I have just
returning to ship.
Army penetration, and you know what that does is basically I got that situation against Spain, and sometimes you will have this situation where AP actually going to give you more damage just because you will get more citadels. Otherwise, SAP does exactly but better, because it will just kind of pen, not gonna get overpens like I've seen in this case against Spain. Obviously, Moscow was full flat broadside against many ships, and like he's trying something here to do, you know, damage or something like that. And obviously, the SAP, as you can see, did really good damage. And obviously, Venezia, Moscow armor is very vulnerable. I shoot AP, and the Moscow quickly turned in. Shamakade smoked up, the 3 shell hits, and again, as you can see, with the Cincinnati help, I got the Confederate ship, and now the reload time is really good. It's almost like 12 seconds or 13 seconds, which is really good. After 13 seconds, you can just shoot 15 of these sap shells that does almost 2k damage per alpha. Then the ship is not unsaturated. It's really terrifying to deal with sometimes. Moscow is sort of not saturated, and you can see 8 penetration and you deal almost 10k damage. So it's a great thing. Venezia does really good. And obviously, Moscow is trying to kill me back, and but he's broadsiding to every single thing out there. At least against Henry Ford and Kearsarge, he basically have no chance. And he did got citadel by someone. He's pushing, so I just managed to try to shoot onto the bow, which I got 3 penetration and 3 ricochet. It's like 50-50. So,
problem solved, sir.
But anyhow, we got the Moscow, and
Smoke generator started.
Is dead now. The smoke that I used here, I just use it for, you know, for free. I have no issues. Even without smoke, I would be just fine. But I thought, let's sneak up towards the Grozovoi without not getting spotted when I shoot. But well, in this case, Grozovoi in the smoke, and obviously Grozovoi, he probably knows that what's gonna happen to him. And in this case, when I'm really close, you can do like crazy damage to this. Look at that. He was unspotted, but how much shells? That's 9 penetrations. It probably did like 12k damage. And look at that. His HP is completely poofed and gone. And obviously, I don't expect. I just trying to shoot someone and doing some damage, but well, there goes the Grozovoi. Almost 18-17k damage, and Grozovoi is gone. The game is about to end. There's North Carolina who's probably broadsiding to Yoshino or whatever, and he's going to die soon, and the game's gonna go over. So this is the game in which you see the potato enemy players. They are like doing completely big shit show, honestly. What can I say? Sometimes you have these players, you get lucky, and you know, they do these sort of funny things. Anyways, a small game for Venezia. I hope you like it. 170k damage is pretty good. 3 kills, 159 shell hits. So I got Confederate, which gives me the achievement. I mean, which I proc the command to talent, which is basically you get 20% less reload time buff now. And obviously with the kill, you get the range. So Luigi Cincinnati just makes Venezia so much powerful and so much better over time. Team score wise, it's 2.5k base XP. Nothing too special, but it's not bad compared to what my teammates has done less than 2k base XP. So I'm very happy with this result. Venezia is a consistent cruiser if played correctly, and you can see it does really well, especially against destroyers, which I didn't manage to do anything against others except Grozovoi. But it's a good, really good team play ship, and under some situation it can do extremely well. So this is basically the Venezia gameplay. I hope you like it and enjoy it, and obviously I'm going to make the video on Napoli as well. The strength of the Venezia is pretty simple. It can push in, and it can it can do a lot of damage to unsaturated targets, and disengage when it needs to be in the smoke and kite away, and it does the same thing over and over again. And you can also caught destroyers up sometimes very much easily, and they won't be able to realize it because you're in smoke. So that's how the Venezia gameplay goes. I hope you like the game. If you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more videos, please support my channel, and I will see you into the next one. Thank you very much.